Hello, everyone. I'm Aaron Mesh, news editor at Willamette Week. This is our Distant Voices interview series, and today I'm talking with Gary Geist. He is the co-owner of 4 Lucky Labrador brewing pubs. And last week, going into the 4th of July holiday, he made the decision to shut down all 4 locations of Lucky Lab, citing a concern about rising COVID-19 cases and the desire not to be at the center of an outbreak. Gary, what gave you a bad feeling about this?
In the middle of last week, all of a sudden the cases started, going way up, getting into the 300s, like in the state. And it was a bit concerning. We opened up June 19th, and I kind of assumed that things were going to stabilize around then. And it was, I did the math, and it was pretty, relatively low risk, especially if you're, using all the safeguards that we do. And then all of a sudden, last week, cases started getting up into the 300s, and you do the math, extrapolate that out a few weeks, and it's not pretty. So we just decided, it's partly a business decision, just risk versus return. Also, it's just a decision with the staff, keeping my staff healthy, and also for our customers. So we just don't want to be part of the problem.
Were there behaviors that you saw from your patrons or at other bars that made you worried?
Yes and yes. Not many. We had one person that demanded that they have table service outside, and this person did not have a mask to be inside, and we had a policy that everybody that's inside that's not seated had to have a mask. So, but that was easily dealt with.
This person wanted you to walk outside and serve
them outside. Yes, exactly. And because she just didn't want to wear a mask, we were happily supply a free mask for her, but she didn't want to wear a mask. So, yeah, go figure. And then I'm sorry, what was the second part?
Other places.
Yes. I went to a place that will remain nameless, but I went in, had a beer, and the bartender took my order. Bartender was wearing gloves, but then took my credit card and ran the credit card, and then I just kind of wondered to myself, wow, I wonder how many credit cards this guy's touched, today. And he just touched my credit card, and so I'm just super hyper, sensitive to how people are running their business. I also went to another restaurant where some of the servers were not wearing gloves, and it just here at the lab we've always had a cashier and a pour, even separating those duties, and so we've just been trying to do the best job possible to keep our customers and our staff absolutely no way to cross contaminate. And so I've been just hyper aware of other places.
What's the financial hit to you from closing down on a 4th of July weekend?
We're usually closed for major holidays, so not that big of a deal for the actual July 4th. But going in, just to this week, July is one of the busiest months, historically. July and August are, 2 of our big bread and butter months. And, it was kind of a tough decision to make, but at the same time, it's, that risk. If one of our staff comes down with COVID, all of a sudden we have to shut down, not only for, weeks, probably months, and then we have that, our image is tarnished for a long time. And so, yeah, it just wasn't worth the risk, the business risk.
When do you plan to reopen, or do you?
Good question. Well, if you extrapolate out the number of cases, and the growth rate in the last 3 weeks, by the end, by August 1st, it would be pretty obvious that the state would probably shut down. Um, and but I don't know. It could, it could stabilize, it could plateau, it could come down, it could do a lot of different things. So we're just kind of in a wait and see pattern here. And I feel bad for our employees because some people can take advantage of the unemployment, but other people who hadn't, that just lost their income. And so that's kind of a tough thing for as business owner to basically lay our employees that want to work, lay them off. So it's pretty tough.
What's the public response been to your decision?
Boy, I think pretty much 99.9% positive. Everybody's been super positive. There was just a voicemail message this morning here at Hawthorne, and some guy named David called up, and he said he recently had a surgery, and he saw an interview that I did on the TV, and he just wanted to call and applaud me as a business owner, and that I really was looking out for our customers and employees. And he said he just had surgery, and he just saw that, and he's like, he had to get up and get the phone and call us. And he's like, no need to call me back. I just want you to know that you're a good human being. And so that felt really good. And other than that, Facebook, Twitter, everybody's been pretty positive. And there was one comment, I can't remember where, on one of the news articles, said that it was I don't know, it was just, we were looking for the attention, and we're not looking for the attention. We're just trying to do the right thing.
What's the response been from your employees?
Quiet, very quiet. When we shut down in March, I had meetings with all the employees, 4 different meetings at the different locations. And even back then, that was a huge shocker. And everybody was, kind of bummed but supportive. They knew what it meant. We were just about 2 days earlier than when the government shut everybody down. And so we were a little bit early. People were surprised, but by 2 days later, everybody kind of realized that everyone's in the same boat. I haven't really heard much from the employees. They probably get it. They understand. So I guess no news is good news so far. But the employees that I've talked to just completely understand.